Hey everybody, welcome back. Marcus Graves back again, this time with a review of Jordan Peele's Us. While being raised in a constantly antagonistic household, a harrowing event befalls Adelaide, affectionately known as Addie, played by Lupita Nyong'o, which haunts her even into her adult life. Now, present day, she has a family of her own that is perfect, but that black cloud continues to hover over her. While on vacation with her family, disaster strikes as Addie's family is confronted with themselves. Now this will be a non-spoiler review, and to be honest, as I was trying to form this review, I'm not gonna lie, it was somewhat difficult to talk about this film without any spoilers, but I'm gonna try my best. I may do an Us explain / breakdown of the film. Trust me, this film deserves that discussion. Let me know if you would like me to do a spoiler one. Right off the bat, the story overall is focused and tight. The character of Addie is the most dynamic character in this story. The execution of the layering, the development, and the pacing of that development for her character as she fights to keep her family, the happiness that she has cultivated safe, is done with intention and acute attention. Lupita Nyong'o gives a fantastically dynamic and expressive performance. Keep an eye out next February for the Oscars. Her name should definitely be in the running for lead actress. She's won before for, I believe, supporting actress, but her name will definitely be in the running for lead actress. The film is replete with visual parallels and heavy on imagery. This imagery forms a cohesive and congruent thematic narrative. Jordan Peele focuses on such seemingly minute but in the long run major details, down to how characters move and the stark contrast of those movements and speech patterns against other characters. You have themes of unity in parallel with discord, such as, like I said, Addie grew up in a very contentious household with her parents, and now she seeks to make her life unified and happy and whole. You also have the theme of humanity, not only what it is, but who we are as individual people. What does that mean? How does that look? Like I said, not only as a collective, but as an individual. All of these things under the direction of Jordan Peele are done very deftly. However, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that there are some limitations to this film. The themes of the story, while congruent on a macro level, at times, not majorly, but at times, it seems, the imagery's congruity with the micro level, and by that I mean the immediate advancement or progression of the story, from one sequence to another or from one character decision to character decision, may not always mesh with each other. For example, and I'll try to be as vague as possible, in one scene, a character makes a negative statement about control, which may have conveyed a characteristic of control resistance in regards to an overarching entity, let's say. What the character is referring to comes up into the plot later, but it doesn't seem, anyway, to serve the character and their interaction with their world as the story continues. It's simply discarded. A little caveat to that, I've only seen it once, so perhaps there's something that I failed to observe, maybe it does mesh, there could be many things and I just failed to observe it. One of the other limitations is, as the story progresses, the other characters of the family, Winston Duke's Gabe, Shahadi Joseph, who plays Zora, the daughter, Evan Alex, who plays Jason, the son, their characters become extremely limited and or immobile in terms of their characters' impact and influence on the world and the function of the story as it gives way to Addie, which of course, Addie is the main character, and once again, as I said, that whole thing is very tight, cohesive, and meshed. However, it sacrifices the family as the story continues in terms of their characters and their characteristics and their impact. Now the question may come up, well, Marcus, does the family need to be that influential in the story? Not necessarily influential or to be equal to Addie, but to have a function. They literally become immobile. As the story continues, in some way they simply become decoration around Addie, instead of supporting characters who are not only edifying the character of Addie, but are also influencing the story themselves or have some sort of influence. Being that this is his sophomore film, the inevitable question is Us better than Get Out? There are more dynamics to Us than there are to Get Out. Specifically the direction itself, if not the story as a whole. Imagerial direction that Peele conveyed with such things like the sunken place in Get Out has more importance in Us to the story. Not to say that the sunken place didn't have importance to the story. I simply mean that the imagery in Us is more prevalent and interwoven throughout the story. The imagery in the story edify each other as opposed to only accentuating a character, feeling, or situation. At least this is my memory. The only heavy stylized imagery that I can remember from Get Out is the sunken place. Even apart from that, going back to the tightness of the story, barring some issues I've discussed here, as well as ones I haven't for spoiler reasons, every shot and sequence focuses greatly on minute details, which stacks upon itself, gearing up for the climax of the film. In this way, Us may be more intricate, story intricate than Get Out. Does intricacy mean better? Not necessarily. How that intricacy is executed though, and how it is conveyed, can determine if one is more dynamic than the other. And it seems that Jordan definitely raised the bar with this second film of his. Though limitations do arise, the story has more cohesion and dynamics to stretch and progress. For the majority, thematic story and progressive story are intertwined with each other and serve each other. The character of Addie and her influence and driving of the story is momentous, and Lupita performs the character with expression and nuance. Most have a rating system of letter grades, and Jeremy Jahns has his awesome tacular or good time no alcohol required. I'm gonna try my own thing and see what happens. Us is a full frame film. Sure, it may have a few props missing, and you may see the boom mic in frame, but it doesn't severely limit the dynamics of the frame. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this non-spoiler review, and if you did, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're so inclined. Check out my channel for all my other content that I have on there, my short film yin and yang, reactions, breakdowns, all that good stuff that's on there. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.